They know exactly who you are. You are not just another person in the crowd. You are a force, an energy so powerful, so rare, that they seek to control it. They want your gifts, your insight, your presence, but only on their terms. They admire your strength, but fear what you might become if you break free from their grip. Your silence unsettles them. You don't seek validation. You don't react to their mind games. You watch, you decode, and you understand far more than they ever intended to reveal. Those who see everything but say nothing are the most dangerous individuals on the planet. Someone who doesn't flinch, doesn't dispute, and doesn't need to has a terrifyingly beguiling quality. Like a predator lying in the shadows, calmly examining its prey, you observe, sit back, and take it all in. They know they can't fool you. They know you can read their energy, their lies, their true intentions. The worst part? People are terrible at hiding their real motives. The micro-expressions, the nervous gestures, the little mistakes, they expose everything to the ones who are truly watching. And that's where you come in. You were not just chosen to witness, you were chosen to disrupt, to see through the illusions, to challenge the game without ever needing to play it. That is why they want you under control. They don't just want your power, they want you to be their puppet. But here's the truth. They will never own your energy. You were not chosen to be used. You were chosen to be free. And that chosen one is what makes you unstoppable. Long before anyone else notices, the selected ones have an almost supernatural capacity to see patterns in people's goals, motivations, and actions. It's the product of their keen observation and profound comprehension of human nature. It's not magic. The chosen ones are seeing the larger picture and making connections between seemingly little details, while the others become sidetracked by trivial activities. They pay attention to body language, tone, tempo, and even conversational pauses in addition to words. Each encounter turns into a map, and they gradually put together patterns that show what's actually happening behind the surface. It involves more than just identifying falsehoods. It also involves observing the methods individuals employ to influence, divert, or seize control. They have a huge edge because of this ability. They already know what will happen next, so they don't behave rashly. They can tell when someone is trying to set up a fight or lure them into a trap. They are able to spot when someone's compassion conceals a secret objective, or when their confidence is really a front. The selected ones have already worked out the rules, the participants, and the anticipated conclusion by the time others notice the game has begun. The subtlety of this skill is what makes it so unnerving. Rarely do people realize they are being watched until it is too late. It's similar to playing chess with someone who is more knowledgeable about your approach than you are, and you are unable to determine how. The selected ones study, adjust, and get ready, rather than only watching. Their ability to read people's motivations is a weapon, not simply a talent. They are subtly anticipating what will happen next and setting themselves up for it, while everyone else is preoccupied with responding to what has already occurred. Aura of unpredictability and predictability is one of the biggest assets of the chosen ones, and they thrive on it. People who are anxious for regularity find them confusing and unsettling, since they are tough to pinpoint. The selected ones completely defy the norm in a society where the majority of individuals behave in predictable ways and follow patterns. The fact that they don't behave according to social signs or expectations is enough to make anyone uneasy. This volatility is intentional, rather than the result of chance. They stay fluid, always changing in ways that make them hard to read, because they understand that being too predictable allows others to predict and manipulate you. They may appear quiet and reflective one minute, then abrasive and pushy the next. It's strategy, not contradiction. It is tough for people to feel at ease with them since they move like a shadow, just out of reach. There is an air of mystery since they don't fit the mold. Naturally, people attempt to identify them, but the more they struggle, the more elusive the selected ones become. People are forced to reevaluate everything because of this enigma, including their own actions and presumptions. The selected ones are always a few moves ahead in their psychological chess game. What's even more frightening about their unpredictable nature is that it's not done for show. They have no desire to prove anything to anybody. They cannot be controlled since their acts are motivated by a goal. The selected ones set their own rules, which keeps everyone else constantly off balance, while others follow rules that are simple to govern. It's an art form as well as a protection mechanism, and it makes those around them wonder if they're actually playing the game, or if they've already won. Supernatural feeling intuition. The selected ones have an intuition that seems more like a superpower than a talent. They have an almost miraculous capacity to discern changes in energy, purpose, and unsaid dynamics. It's not conjecture. Rather, it's a profound, innate comprehension of individuals and their intentions, sometimes before a single word is spoken. Their unparalleled awareness is the source of this enhanced intuition. They pick up on the tiniest subtleties, including the slightest shift in tone, the slightest tightness in someone's shoulders, or a brief pause in a handshake. They see these signals as part of a complex language that most people don't understand, not as random signals. The rapidity of this ability is what makes it so terrifying. The selected ones have effectively deciphered the code of human behavior, knowing what motivates individuals, what they fear, and what they are concealing. The selected ones have already made startlingly precise deductions, while others are still putting the pieces together. They seem to be able to perceive the unseen threads that link people's motives and behaviors. This enables people to foresee choices, forecast behavior, and even expose lies before they are said. Their intuition encompasses circumstances and surroundings in addition to people. They are able to detect when a conversation is going to turn sour, or when the atmosphere in a room changes from relaxed to tight. They have an advantage over others that seems almost unearthly because of their capacity to sense the air. People find them scary, which is understandable. It's both exciting and unsettling to be around someone who seems to know what you're thinking before you do. Not only do the chosen ones possess the ability to perceive, but they also control it, making intuition one of their most powerful tools. Instead of utilizing fear as a technique to decrease their presence, the selected ones possess a remarkable capacity to turn it into fuel. They recognize a basic reality. Fear frequently has little to do with them, and everything to do with the one experiencing it. After all, intimidation is a mirror. Those tend to project their inadequacies, uncertainties, and insecurities onto those who don't fit their mold. Here's where the selected ones shine. They embrace the discomfort their presence creates, rather than avoiding it. Even under circumstances intended to agitate or unnerve them, they maintain their composure, center, and calmness. This unwavering attitude simply serves to increase the intimidation factor, making others face their own inner turmoil, while the selected ones maintain strong control. What distinguishes them is their capacity to maintain composure in the face of terror, whether it be their own or another person's. Instead of allowing fear to control them, they use it to sharpen their concentration, clarity, and strategy. Fear turns into an ally rather than a barrier, enhancing their intuition and motivating them to perform at their best. What's really amazing about this is how easy it seems. The selected ones don't have to hide their fear or overcompensate with bluster, while others rush to do so. Their perseverance and self-awareness are the foundations of their confidence, which is not theatrical. What most frightens people is this poise. It serves as a reminder that those who are chosen may flourish in circumstances that might otherwise destabilize most others. The selected ones stand out in a world where fear governs so many people because they not only confront it head-on, but also use it to their advantage. subtly controlling every area they visit. The selected one's quiet is a purposeful and planned presence, rather than a lack of activity. The selected ones stay calm, unconcerned, and unflinching, while others panic, scramble to defend themselves, or wince under examination. They use this silence as a weapon, a shield, and a tactic, building a tension so great that it makes other people crumble under the weight of their own fears. Controlling the energy of a moment is more important than simply being silent. The chosen know that the world depends on response. People look for signs of vulnerability, such as words or action, to grip upon. That silence, that immovable presence, becomes oppressive, causing their opponents to fill the hole with their own blunders. When they don't understand it, they're left floundering, confused of how to go. Passivity is not synonymous with stillness. It is used by the selected to observe, evaluate, and adjust. Their inaction is a tactic, not a sign of uncertainty. The selected ones wait, acquiring all the facts without disclosing a single thought, while others rush to correct the story or over-explain their intentions. Everyone else is second-guessing their movements because they aren't visible in this mental chess game. This unwavering silence exudes power as well. It makes it very evident that, despite the turmoil around me, I am in charge. It is a rare and potent form of self-possession. People dread it, not just appreciate it. As the selected ones continue to be uncompromising, the more they push, the more they reveal their own frailties. Being able to use silence as a weapon is a superpower in a world full of turmoil and noise. The selected ones are left standing, unharmed and in control, while others are disarmed, intimidated, and forced to face their own instability. Most people are unable to understand the level at which the selected ones function. To feel confident in their identity, they don't require approval, praise, or acknowledgement. They don't base their confidence on accomplishments, titles, or other people's praise. It is solid, internal, and unbreakable. Their lack of ego not only distinguishes them, but also renders them invincible. The chosen ones stand out by just not playing the game in a society that is fixated on showing their value. To feel strong, they don't have to dominate talks or brag about their accomplishments. Their behavior speaks louder than their words. This reluctance to compete or pose confounds and terrifies those whose self-worth is wholly dependent on approval from others. People are left speechless when faced with someone who has no ego to take advantage of. The standard strategies, provocation, flattery, and even criticism, don't work. Someone who bases their identity on the views of others is impossible to shake. It is indestructible, untouchable, yet frustratingly elusive, like attempting to punch a shadow. The chosen ones are not passive or uninterested because they lack ego. Instead, it enables them to function with purpose and clarity. They can concentrate on what really matters since they aren't sidetracked by ego or the urge to demonstrate their superiority. They are extremely effective because they make wise selections rather than ones motivated by ego. The selected ones are a sharp reminder of what genuine confidence looks like for those who are still holding on to their egos. It is calm, steady, and indisputable. It is neither noisy nor ostentatious. And the fact that they can't break, control, or influence someone whose value is entirely their own is what frightens them the most. The selected ones have an almost impenetrable power because of their remarkable capacity for separation. They don't hold on to results, approval, or the need to be understood. The selected ones are immune, while the rest of the world is fixated on attachment and control, seeking acceptance, winning debates, or dreading defeat. They are a mystery, an enigma that no one can foresee or control because of their remoteness. They deprive others of their ability to dominate them by refusing to affix themselves to outside forces. When the chosen one remains neutral in the face of chaos and drama, People are left frantically trying to figure out what to do next, frequently projecting their own fears onto them. You can't corner someone who doesn't care about your opinion, nor can you bait someone who isn't emotionally invested in your traps. This distance is knowledge rather than apathy. They see that holding on to results leads to needless pain. Because their sense of self isn't dependent on outside events, they stay stable, whether they win or lose, receive or lose approbation. They navigate life with a certain peaceful confidence, knowing that they will adapt and prosper in any circumstance. They are hence unbreakable. The chosen ones adjust peacefully, free from the impulse to exert control, while others panic when things don't go as planned. Their greatest strength is their capacity to let go of things they cannot control, not a weakness. The selected ones are a nightmare for those who use drama or emotional appeals to gain control. The dynamic created by their alienation makes the conventional strategies ineffective. It's like attempting to hold on to water. It eludes your grip, frustrating you while they stay free and untouchable. The selected ones have a remarkable power to force others to face themselves just by being in the same room as them, without using words or finger pointing. They may create a commotion without uttering a single word. Just by being there, they serve as a mirror, reflecting back to others their weaknesses, anxieties, and ulterior intentions. They appear to be holding up a silent, unblinking reflection that compels others to face the realities they've been avoiding, the realities they'd prefer to keep hidden deep inside. What's so frightening about this isn't that the chosen ones are criticizing or passing judgment on them, but rather that the people being watched are now being forced to view themselves through a prism they're not prepared for. The silence and stillness of the chosen one's gaze make all of their flaws, fears, and contradictions painfully clear. This exposure is nearly agonizing for many. Those who have been chosen are just standing there, doing nothing to provoke it. But in the meanwhile, they're making other people confront the hard truth of their own actions. The discomfort comes from what others around the chosen ones are doing to themselves, not from what the chosen ones are doing. The chosen ones just draw attention to the differences between a person's true self and their persona. Most people find it unpleasant to confront the disparity. The mirror is held up so securely that they are unable to turn away, which causes inside anguish. In this sense, the reality that the selected ones make others face is frightening, not the chosen ones themselves. And the most frightening thing of all is frequently that truth in all its unvarnished, uncomfortably beautiful splendor. Unlike other individuals, the selected ones do not participate in power battles. They don't seek it out, struggle for it, or even make an effort to take it by force. Rather, they let others provide it to them, frequently without even recognizing it. They don't follow the conventional principles of dominance. Instead, they subtly change the balance of power in ways that leave others perplexed as to how it ever occurred. They alter the whole character of the game by being cool, collected, and perceptive. While others quarrel, debate, or try to prove themselves, the selected ones observe, learn, and wait. Their motionlessness is a calculated tactic, not a sign of apathy. They are aware that overt statements or obvious control are not indicative of actual authority. Influence, perseverance, and the capacity to change one's mental and emotional terrain are key. The selected ones move the battleground to the mental and emotional spheres, where they rule supremely, while others wear themselves out vying for status in the physical world. Here, they recognize something that most people don't. The most effective way to influence someone is to have control over their thoughts and emotions. By maintaining mental acuity and emotional stability, the chosen ones are able to subtly influence events and steer outcomes without ever making it clear they were driving. They already own the space, so they don't need to shout for attention or try to get the limelight. Without a single word being said, their quiet power manipulates results, alters perceptions, and affects decisions. The selected ones redefine power rather than pursuing it. It's not about taking charge, rather, it's about letting people give it to you without their ever realizing it was stolen. The selected possess an observant skill that is almost like X-ray vision, a sense that extends beyond the surface. When they look at someone, they're looking at the hidden layers behind the words and facts. People sense it. A subtle intensity that gives them the impression that they are being observed in ways they cannot completely comprehend. Despite their best efforts to conceal it, it seems as though their every action, every idea, and every goal are exposed to the selected ones. This talent is more profound than simply being able to spot falsehoods. The masks people put on to protect themselves or to present a particular image to the outside world are transparent to the selected ones. The selected ones quickly spot the differences between the mask and the true person below it, while most are duped by meticulously crafted identities. They are aware of the paradoxes, worries, and insecurities that are concealed in plain view. The selected ones don't have to speak, which adds to the unnerving nature of this. They only watch and let the truth emerge in the tension, in the subtle changes, in the moments when someone is taken aback by the intensity of their stare. They don't uncover the masks or shout out the lies. They seem to be able to peer into people's souls without ever saying a word. In and of itself, this notion has power. The selected ones have a deeper understanding of people than others have, in addition to having a deeper understanding of the world. It's not about passing judgment or taking advantage of this realization. It's about seeing and understanding the unvarnished realities that everyone else tries so hard to conceal. And since they see through everything, not just the surface, that type of insight precludes them from being manipulated. In a subtle, yet unrelenting manner, the chosen ones have perfected the art of influence. They may change the dynamics of a room without doing anything overt, unlike others who try to get attention with loud words or big gestures. The energy is altered just by their presence. Everyone around them seems to automatically align with the subtle force they exude, changing their tone, conduct, and actions without even recognizing it. This type of leadership doesn't require a microphone or a stage. The selected ones simply generate the spotlight around themselves rather than vying for it. Others are drawn to them and guided toward their rhythm by their tranquil assurance and serene confidence in every action. Whether in a discussion, a choice, or a group dynamic, people unconsciously begin to follow their example. Others are compelled to react to the selected one's magnetic influence. They are extremely deadly because of their subtle strength. Everyone around them senses that they are in command. Therefore, they don't need to justify their position. It's leadership without the commotion, without the need to micromanage or establish authority. By simply exhibiting the traits that others find appealing, confidence, poise, and wisdom, they lead by example. Others follow suit. The most remarkable aspect of its impact is how persistent it is. Because it is ingrained in their identity, it endures and is neither ephemeral nor moment-specific, creating an undercurrent of influence that keeps flowing steadily, so discreetly yet effectively that by the time others know they have been subtly directed, it's too late to stop it, is more important than making a big impression. The power of quiet has been mastered by the chosen ones in a way that is very terrible. It is a purposeful, incisive quiet, not the passive sort that results from fear or doubt. When they remain silent, it's not because they lack things to say. On the contrary, it's the reverse. Their quiet says volumes and is more powerful than words. This quiet not only permeates the atmosphere, but also infiltrates the thoughts of people in its vicinity. It makes people face their own shortcomings, uncertainties, and insecurities. The chosen ones do the exact opposite. In a society where most people are frantic to justify their behavior, explain themselves, or fill every void with noise, others are drawn into the emptiness created by their silence, which makes them feel vulnerable. uncomfortable, and exposed. The unpredictable nature of this strategy adds to its scary nature. Reactions like rage, agreement, denial, or even apathy are commonplace for most individuals. But silence, because it gives nothing away, it's unsettling. In an attempt to uncover hidden meanings or defects, it keeps individuals wondering, overanalyzing, and mentally reciting their own words. Silence is a test, and the selected ones are aware of this. It shows who can't handle the weight of their own ideas, who is hiding something, and who will lose it under pressure. And they talk precisely when they do decide to do so. A single, well-chosen statement may cut through the cacophony like a sword, striking more forcefully than a whole speech. The selected ones realize that in a society that is fixated on being heard, the real power is in silence. Being silent is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's the capacity to maintain personal space, while letting others know they're the loudest person in the room, for all the wrong reasons. The selected ones know what most others don't. Restraint is where the real power is. They now understand the importance of being silent when others want them to act. In contrast to others, who are driven to respond to every insult or demonstrate their value at every chance, the selected ones maintain composure, reserve, and discretion in their use of energy. They are aware that not every conflict is worthwhile, and that not every situation calls for a reaction. Being strategic is more important than being inactive. They save their strength for what really counts by refusing to waste time on pointless disputes or arguments that don't advance their main objective. Because of their self-control, they are able to function with unmatched clarity and focus, knowing precisely when to move and when to stand still. The selected ones remain focused, their patience turning into a source of power that is almost hard to break. While others spend their lives running after approval or squandering energy on pointless diversions. This type of patience is calm assurance that recognizes the importance of timing, not passive waiting. The silent power that enables them to observe, hear, and evaluate before acting. When they do act, it's well thought out, accurate, and devastatingly successful. They don't waste their time and energy on unnecessary conflicts. Rather, they deliberately select their moments so that when they do attack, they do it with all of their might and always with a purpose. They are unstoppable because of their restraint. The game is not won by loud motions or continuous movement. It's the capacity to wait, save energy, and take action when the time is appropriate. The success of the selected ones is guaranteed by their mastery of time. Others burn themselves out, but they are invincible, unhurried, and untouchable.